Saudi Arabia is no longer just a land of deserts, oil fields, or pilgrimage routes. In 2025, it has become the epicenter of a new global skyline revolution, an architectural renaissance redefining the limits of ambition, engineering, and imagination. Across Riyadh, Jeddah, and Mecca, the country is rewriting history in glass and steel, constructing towers so audacious they almost seem to challenge the sky itself. This isn't just urban development, it's a statement to the world that the kingdom is no longer looking outward for inspiration. It's creating its own. At the heart of this transformation is an extraordinary collection of skyscrapers, each one a story of power, pride, and vision. These aren't mere buildings, they're vertical cities rising from the sands, embodying the spirit of Vision 2030 and symbolizing the birth of a new Saudi identity, modern, resilient, and determined to stand shoulder to shoulder with the world's greatest nations. Let's take a journey through the 10 tallest towers defining Saudi Arabia in 2025, and yes, we'll reveal how much each of these jaw-dropping projects costs in dollars. From kilometer-high megastructures to elegant icons of modern luxury, this is the story of a nation that decided to aim higher than ever before. We begin with the most legendary of them all, the one that has already entered the global imagination. When you look at Saudi Arabia's skyline today, what you see is more than just a collection of towers. You're witnessing a nation rising out of the desert, transforming ambition into steel and imagination into concrete. Each skyscraper tells a story of change, pride, and persistence. Together, they form a visual manifesto, a declaration that the kingdom is no longer defined by what lies beneath its sand, but by what reaches beyond its horizon. But beyond their dizzying heights and billion-dollar budgets lies a deeper question. Why is Saudi Arabia building so high? The answer goes beyond aesthetics. It's about redefining identity, diversifying the economy, and showing the world what's possible when a nation invests in its own vision. These buildings aren't just structures, they're symbols of power, confidence, and transformation. The foundation of Saudi Arabia's modern architecture boom lies in Vision 2030, the grand national plan introduced by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Its goal is simple but revolutionary: to prepare the kingdom for a post-oil future. This transformation involves diversifying industries, investing in technology, and creating sustainable cities that can thrive for generations. Skyscrapers play a vital role in this vision. They are more than architectural marvels. They are hubs of commerce, innovation, and tourism. Each tower is strategically placed within broader urban megaprojects, entire ecosystems designed to change how people live and work. Cities like Riyadh, Jeddah, and Mecca are no longer expanding outward into the desert. They're growing upward, creating compact, connected, and efficient environments that symbolize Saudi Arabia's future. The construction of these towers generates thousands of jobs, attracts global investors, and places the kingdom among the world's leading destinations for innovation and design. When global observers look at Jeddah Tower or the proposed Rise Tower, they don't just see a building, they see the rebirth of a nation determined to redefine itself. Building super-tall towers in a desert environment is no small feat. Saudi engineers face challenges that most countries can't even imagine. The kingdom's scorching temperatures, shifting sands, and powerful winds require some of the most advanced engineering techniques on the planet. Take the Jeddah Tower, for example. Its foundations plunge deep into the earth to withstand intense wind pressure at altitudes no human structure has ever reached. Specialized concrete mixtures are used to endure extreme heat. Wind tunnel testing, seismic simulations, and new construction materials are all part of the equation. Every element has been reimagined to ensure stability, sustainability, and endurance. Saudi Arabia is also investing heavily in green construction. Towers like the PIF Tower use energy-efficient glass to reduce heat, smart lighting systems to save electricity, and water recycling technologies to minimize waste. It's not just about building higher, it's about building smarter. The future of Saudi architecture is sustainable, adaptive, and innovative. For decades, Dubai dominated the Middle East's architectural headlines. Its Burj Khalifa and futuristic skyline became symbols of progress and ambition. But in recent years, the spotlight has shifted westward. Saudi Arabia, with its bold megaprojects and limitless resources, is emerging as the new epicenter of architectural innovation. The Jeddah Tower alone has reignited global competition. Architects, engineers, and investors from around the world are watching to see if Saudi Arabia can truly surpass Dubai, Shanghai, and New York. The proposed Rise Tower, which aims to reach 2 kilometers into the sky, could forever change the standards of urban design. It's a reminder that the race for vertical dominance is no longer regional, it's global. But what makes Saudi Arabia's approach unique is that it's not just about luxury or tourism. These skyscrapers are integral to a national strategy. Each one is part of a wider plan to diversify the economy, attract foreign talent, and modernize society while maintaining cultural authenticity. In Saudi Arabia, height carries meaning. A skyscraper is not just an engineering achievement, it's a symbol of progress and national pride. For a country that once depended almost entirely on oil, these towers serve as monuments of renewal. They stand as proof that the kingdom can compete with the world's most developed nations in design, sustainability, and technology. When you gaze at the Jeddah Tower piercing the clouds, you see the vision of a country rising from the old world into a new one. When you look at the PIF Tower, you see the administrative backbone of that transformation. When you stand before the clock tower in Mecca, you witness the intersection of faith and modernity, a rare harmony between the sacred and the futuristic. Every structure tells a part of the Saudi story. The Al Faisalia Center and Kingdom Center remind people where the dream began, while Burj Raffles and Raffles residences show how far that dream has evolved. These aren't isolated monuments. They're chapters in a larger narrative, the story of a nation reclaiming its future. The economic effect of these projects is enormous. Collectively, they represent investments worth tens of billions of dollars, much of which circulates back into the national economy through job creation, foreign investment, and tourism. Take Mecca's Clock Tower, for instance. Its luxury hotels and commercial spaces generate millions in annual revenue, attracting visitors from across the world. The Jeddah Tower, once operational, will redefine real estate values in its district, creating an entirely new economic hub. The same applies to Riyadh's financial zone, where the PIF Tower acts as a magnet for global investors and corporations. Saudi Arabia is also developing city-within-a-city models, urban ecosystems where people can live, work, shop, and relax all in one location. This approach reduces traffic congestion, saves energy, and enhances quality of life. The skyscraper, once a symbol of ego and extravagance, has become a practical tool for economic sustainability. One of the most fascinating aspects of Saudi Arabia's architectural rise is how it merges modern design with cultural authenticity. You'll notice that many of the towers incorporate geometric patterns, Islamic motifs, and elements of Arabian art. This fusion ensures that modernization doesn't erase identity, it refines it. In Mecca, the Abraj Al Bayt complex respectfully integrates Islamic heritage while offering world-class hospitality to pilgrims. In Riyadh, towers like Al Faisalia and Kingdom Center incorporate symbolism that reflects Saudi history and faith. This blending of tradition and innovation gives the skyline not just beauty, but meaning. Saudi Arabia's new generation of architects is also emerging as a global force. Trained both locally and abroad, they're redefining what Middle Eastern architecture looks like, moving away from imitation toward innovation rooted in culture. The next frontier for the kingdom's skyline is intelligence. Saudi Arabia is now building towers equipped with AI-driven systems that control lighting, air quality, temperature, and security in real time. These smart skyscrapers are designed to minimize energy use and enhance comfort. Imagine a tower that automatically adjusts its glass tint based on the sun's position, or a building that produces its own energy through wind turbines integrated into its frame. That's no longer fiction, it's happening. The PIF Tower already features advanced environmental technologies, while the planned Rise Tower will take the concept even further, integrating artificial intelligence and renewable power sources. Saudi Arabia's skyscrapers are not just tall, they're alive, learning, and evolving with technology. Of course, every revolution faces challenges. Building megatall structures comes with high risks, financial, environmental, and technical. Extreme weather, foundation stability, and cost overruns remain major obstacles. Some critics argue that focusing too much on skyscrapers can overshadow other forms of sustainable development. But Saudi Arabia appears to understand this balance. Many of its current projects are part of integrated master plans that include green spaces, renewable energy sources, and smart infrastructure. The emphasis is no longer just on height, it's on harmony. The nation is learning that the true measure of progress isn't how high you build, but how responsibly you do it. Around the world, reactions to Saudi Arabia's skyscraper revolution have ranged from awe to skepticism. Some view it as an extravagant race for global attention, while others see it as an inevitable step for a country determined to lead the future. What's undeniable is that these projects have placed Saudi Arabia on the architectural map like never before. International investors, engineers, and tourists are all looking to the kingdom. Conferences, exhibitions, and design collaborations have multiplied. Saudi Arabia is no longer importing innovation, it's exporting it. Its architectural influence now stretches across Africa, Asia, and even Europe, where its designers and developers are increasingly sought after. So, what's next? Beyond 2025, Saudi Arabia's skyline will continue to rise, both literally and symbolically. The NEOM project on the Red Sea will feature the Line, a futuristic linear city stretching hundreds of kilometers, designed as a sustainable, car-free zone powered entirely by clean energy. Qiddiya will host entertainment skyscrapers, while Diriyah will blend traditional Arabian architecture with modern living spaces. By the 2030s, the country could host more megatall towers than any other nation in the world. The dream of building a 2-kilometer skyscraper may sound impossible now, but so did the dream of a kilometer-high tower 2 decades ago. Saudi Arabia thrives on turning impossibility into reality. In the end, this story isn't just about buildings, it's about transformation. The rise of Saudi Arabia's skyline mirrors the rise of its people. From the engineers laying steel beams under the desert sun to the young visionaries sketching blueprints for the future, each tower stands as a monument to human will. When you walk through Riyadh or Jeddah today, you can feel the pulse of change. Cranes move like clockwork. Construction lights illuminate the night sky. It's a scene that tells the world one thing clearly: Saudi Arabia is no longer a nation watching the future, it's a nation building it. And perhaps that's the real beauty of these skyscrapers. They remind us that no dream is too high, no goal too far. In every corner of the kingdom, from Mecca's sacred skyline to Riyadh's modern horizon, the message is the same. Saudi Arabia has looked to the sky, and now the sky is looking back. 1. Jeddah Tower, $26 billion, 1,000 meters. Standing in the heart of Jeddah Economic City, the Jeddah Tower is more than a skyscraper, it's an engineering declaration that says, "We are here to lead." Designed to reach a height of approximately 1 kilometer, it's set to become the tallest building on Earth, dethroning Dubai's Burj Khalifa. The project's total cost has been estimated at an astonishing $26 billion, covering not just the tower itself but the futuristic city built around it. Construction began in 2013 but was paused due to financial and political challenges. For years, the unfinished structure stood as a silent question mark over Saudi ambition. But in 2023, the cranes returned, and so did the dream. The project roared back to life, backed by the kingdom's massive sovereign wealth fund and a new generation of engineers determined to make history. Once completed, the Jeddah Tower will feature luxury residences, offices, an observation deck higher than any on Earth, and even serviced apartments and hotels. Imagine standing nearly a kilometer above the Red Sea, watching the sun melt into the horizon. It's a sight that will redefine what it means to live above the clouds. But this tower is about more than prestige. It represents the kingdom's transition from oil dependency to innovation-driven growth. Every steel beam and glass panel reflects a message. The future of Saudi Arabia won't be dug from the ground, it'll be built in the sky. 2. The Rise Tower, $5 billion, 2,000 meters proposed. If you thought Jeddah Tower was ambitious, imagine a building twice that height. The Rise Tower, proposed for the city of Riyadh, isn't just aiming to break records. It's attempting to rewrite the very definition of what a skyscraper can be. At a proposed height of nearly 2,000 meters, more than a mile high, the Rise Tower could one day become the tallest structure ever built by humanity. Estimated at a construction cost of $5 billion, this futuristic project is envisioned as a vertical city, self-sustaining, green, and powered by renewable energy. Inside this colossal tower, residents would live in neighborhoods stacked above the clouds, complete with shopping malls, schools, offices, and gardens suspended hundreds of floors above the desert. The project is still in the planning stage, but if completed, it will symbolize the next chapter of Vision 2030, a Saudi Arabia that doesn't just compete with the world, but leads it. Architectural experts around the world are watching this concept closely. Some doubt the feasibility of such height. Others see it as the natural evolution of the kingdom's obsession with scale and excellence. Either way, the Rise Tower represents the fearless ambition that defines modern Saudi Arabia. 3. Abraj Al Bayt Clock Tower, $15 billion, 601 meters. From futuristic dreams, we return to an already completed marvel, the Abraj Al Bayt Clock Tower in Mecca. Standing 601 meters tall, this monumental complex is not only one of the tallest buildings in the world, but also one of the most spiritually significant. Overlooking the Masjid al-Haram, the holiest site in Islam, the clock tower is both a symbol of modernity and a reflection of faith. Its design blends traditional Islamic patterns with cutting-edge engineering, housing luxury hotels, residences, a massive prayer hall, and a museum dedicated to Islamic culture. The tower's construction cost soared to around $15 billion, making it one of the most expensive skyscrapers ever built. The clock face itself, visible from 25 kilometers away, is the largest in the world. When it lights up at night, it becomes a beacon that connects millions of pilgrims to Mecca's Sacred Heart. But beyond its religious importance, the Abraj Al Bayt complex represents a critical shift in Saudi urban design, proof that faith and futurism can coexist harmoniously. It's the point where tradition meets technology, creating one of the most breathtaking skylines on Earth. 4. Public Investment Fund, PIF Tower, cost confidential, 385 meters. Next, we move to Riyadh, where the sleek and commanding Public Investment Fund Tower rises like a crystal blade piercing the sky. Standing at about 385 meters, it's the headquarters of the sovereign wealth fund driving most of the kingdom's megaprojects, including NOM, The Line, and Qiddiya. While the exact construction cost has not been publicly disclosed, estimates suggest it exceeds several $billion given its high-tech design, sustainable architecture, and prime location within the King Abdullah Financial District. Completed in 2021, this tower isn't about extravagance, it's about purpose. Every detail of the PIF Tower was designed with efficiency and sustainability in mind. Its double-skin facade reduces heat, while its intelligent energy systems minimize carbon emissions. The building is LEED certified, signaling Saudi Arabia's growing commitment to green architecture. Inside, it houses hundreds of executives overseeing the nation's global investments. In a way, it's not just an office tower, it's the command center of Saudi Arabia's future. 5. Burj Rafal, cost not public, 308 meters. Still in Riyadh, another tower rises with quiet confidence, the Burj Rafal. Standing at 308 meters, this sleek mixed-use skyscraper combines luxury living with world-class hospitality. Completed in 2014, it remains one of the tallest and most elegant towers in the capital. While its construction cost has not been publicly announced, estimates place it within the multi-hundred-million-dollar range, given its scale and finishing. The Burj Rafal Hotel and Residences houses one of Riyadh's most prestigious hotels, luxury apartments, and a panoramic restaurant offering sweeping views of the growing city. For years, it stood as Riyadh's tallest building, symbolizing the kingdom's early steps toward architectural modernity. Today, as newer giants rise around it, Burj Rafal remains a landmark of class, a bridge between the city's past and its future. 6. Kingdom Center Tower, $453 million, 302 meters. Few structures define Saudi Arabia quite like the Kingdom Center Tower. Completed in 2002, this 302-meter marvel is the visual emblem of Riyadh, the iconic building with a curved cutout and a sky bridge that glows against the night. Costing around $453 million to construct, it remains one of the most photographed buildings in the Middle East. Inside, the tower features a 5-star Four Seasons hotel, luxury residences, and one of the city's most exclusive shopping malls. The sky bridge at its crown offers a stunning 360-degree view of the entire city, attracting tourists and residents alike. But the Kingdom Center isn't just an architectural landmark, it's a cultural one. It marks the beginning of Saudi Arabia's high-rise era. Long before Vision 2030 became a slogan, this tower stood as a bold declaration that the kingdom was ready to join the modern world. For many Saudis, the Kingdom Center isn't just steel and concrete, it's nostalgia, pride, and inspiration all wrapped into one silhouette. It's the building that taught the nation to look up and dream big. 7. Al Faisalia Center, $800 million, 267 meters. If the Kingdom Center is Riyadh's modern icon, then the Al Faisalia Center is its predecessor, the tower that started it all. Completed in 2000 and costing around $800 million, this 267-meter skyscraper was the first high-rise to pierce Riyadh's skyline. Its design, by the legendary British firm Foster Plus Partners, is instantly recognizable. The building's sharp pyramid shape culminates in a glass sphere that reflects sunlight during the day and glows softly at night, a futuristic touch decades ahead of its time. Inside, the tower houses offices, a luxury hotel, high-end restaurants, and even a sky lounge within the glass orb itself. The Al Faisalia Center marked the dawn of Saudi Arabia's architectural awakening. It proved that modern engineering and Islamic aesthetics could coexist beautifully, a philosophy that continues to define the country's skyline today. As Riyadh expands with mega-projects and futuristic skyscrapers, Al Faisalia stands as a reminder of where it all began, a timeless icon that still commands respect. 8. Riyadh Bank Tower, cost not public, 264 meters. The financial heart of Riyadh would not be complete without the towering presence of the Riyadh Bank Tower. Standing approximately 264 meters tall, this skyscraper represents the kingdom's financial maturity and growing influence in the global banking world. While the official cost hasn't been made public, it's estimated to be in the hundreds of millions. Completed in the 2010s, the tower's minimalist, glass-heavy design symbolizes strength, stability, and modern corporate identity. For years, it has stood as a headquarters for innovation in finance, home to one of the largest and oldest banks in Saudi Arabia. In many ways, it represents a bridge between the nation's financial roots and its digital future, housing departments focused on fintech, AI-driven banking systems, and digital transformation. From its elevated offices, executives can watch the transformation of Riyadh's skyline unfold, a skyline that their very investments helped create. 9. Tamkeen Tower, cost not public, 258 meters. Next on our list is the Tamkeen Tower, a skyscraper that represents both endurance and architectural elegance. Standing at around 258 meters, it was completed in 2012 and served as one of Riyadh's earliest modern high-rises. Though its cost has not been officially disclosed, experts estimate it to be in the range of several $100 million. The Tamkeen Tower was among the first in Riyadh to introduce a contemporary glass facade design that has since become the standard for modern skyscrapers in the city. It set a new benchmark for mixed-use towers, combining corporate offices with high-end amenities and leisure spaces. For many architects, Tamkeen was the transition point, the moment Saudi Arabia shifted from simply constructing tall buildings to designing towers that embodied function, aesthetics, and sustainability. 10. Raffles Residences Jeddah, estimated at over $1 billion, 251 meters. Closing our list is one of Jeddah's newest gems, the Raffles Residences. Standing about 251 meters tall, this high-end residential tower redefines coastal luxury on the shores of the Red Sea. While the exact figure isn't published, Property experts estimate the project's total development cost to exceed $1 billion when land value and amenities are included. The Raffles residences combine waterfront serenity with world-class architecture, offering residents panoramic views of the city and sea. Scheduled for completion in 2025, it represents the new face of Jeddah's evolution, from a port city into a global hub of luxury living, culture, and business. But Raffles isn't just about lifestyle, it's about transformation. Each balcony, each window, each line of glass reflects a city learning to balance progress with preservation, ambition with authenticity. And with that, we close the first half of our journey through Saudi Arabia's monumental rise, 10 towers that tell the story of a nation turning vision into reality, one floor at a time. The story, however, is far from over. Because beyond height and cost lies a much deeper question. What do these skyscrapers really mean for the future of Saudi Arabia? Saudi Arabia's top 10 tallest towers are more than feats of engineering. They are symbols of rebirth. From the $26 billion Jeddah Tower to the billion-dollar Raffles residences, from Mecca's spiritual clock tower to Riyadh's shimmering PIF headquarters, each structure tells a chapter of a nation reclaiming its destiny. The desert kingdom once defined by its oil wells is now defined by its skylines. And as these towers reach for the heavens, they carry with them the hopes, ambitions, and pride of a new generation ready to build a brighter future. If you enjoyed this journey through Saudi Arabia's architectural revolution, remember to like this video, share it with someone who loves design and innovation, and subscribe for more deep dives into the mega projects shaping our world. The story of Saudi Arabia's rise is far from over, and trust me, you won't want to miss what comes next.